Hello everyone, I'm back. I got really busy and then school started and I haven't had time to make any videos, but here I am. Sorry. Today, I'd like to talk about a little known article that has somehow flown under the radar regarding Half-Life 3. But before I begin, I'll start with my premise and then work my way backwards explaining why I hold the position that I do. That position being, I'm at this point in time convinced that Half-Life 3 will be made with or without Gabe's blessing. Don't throw any tomatoes at me yet. Listen on. The article I'm going to mention, which includes an interview with Gabe Newell, was written back in January of 21st, I believe, of this year, 2021. In this interview, he answers, with interesting, albeit cryptic, replies about making Half-Life 3. Here's what he had to say. I have managed not to talk about these things for a very long time, and I hope to continue not to talk about them until questions about them become unnecessary. That's nice. The article quickly follows up with an explanation for the cryptic language, and the explanation was exactly what I was thinking as I was reading the article. Here's the explanation. Even if he remains totally vicious, the fact that Gabe Newell says he will dodge questions until they become unnecessary suggests that the players will one day no longer need to ask him when games like Half-Life 3 and Portal 3 will be released. Again, I think what Gabe is saying is, soon I'm going to be able to show you guys a trailer so then you can stop bugging me about Half-Life 3. I'm pretty sure that's what he's really trying to say. I mean, well, that's what he's thinking, but he's being cryptic on purpose, blah, blah. I don't know why he just can't just come out and say it, but anyway. That's about as close to Half-Life 3 confirmed as you're going to get until we see an official trailer. Again, like I mentioned. But I have a few more answers, or you could call them pieces of evidence, if you will, regarding Half-Life 3, and so here it is. Point number one, the mere existence of Half-Life Alyx should tell us all that Half-Life is still bouncing around Gabe's head. Number two, the ending for Half-Life Alyx is pretty cut and dry. Valve just beat you in the face with the obvious, and, I won't spoil it for you, but the ending is just obvious enough for you to know that the story must continue. Now, real quick, let me re-emphasize that I strongly believe that Gabe is going to make Half-Life 3. The evidence speaks for itself, I think, and that evidence being the quote I just gave you and the two Half-Life Alyx things. Now let me rewind a bit and go back to my initial statement. Statement being Half-Life 3 will be made with or without Gabe's approval. Let me explain why I said that. I'm convinced that if, and that's a big fat if, Gabe doesn't make Half-Life 3, someone else will. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Dad, if some goop tries to develop Half-Life 3, Gabe will ride in on his massive herd of stampeding lawyers and sue the silly snot out of all of them. Well, yeah, you would be correct, you would be accurate in making that assumption, but there are pretty funny, clear workarounds. And here are some of them workarounds. Ever heard of the Outer Worlds? Well, there you go. It doesn't have to be note for note Half-Life 3. It would only have to be just enough that people know exactly what they're playing. Anyone who has played the Outer Worlds, much like I have, knows that it is a Fallout game. The Outer Worlds is, essentially, for all intents and purposes, Fallout. Come on, guys, you all know it's true. In addition to that, look at the recent trailer for Back 4 Blood. For Pete's sake, guys, it's even got the number 4 in the title. That's a Left 4 Dead, I don't know, you could call it a spiritual successor. Doesn't matter what you call it. Back 4 Blood is Left 4 Dead. Which, by the way, I might add, a few of the members of the Back 4 Blood team, the development team, are from Valve. They're ex-Valve employees. Saucy. So, there's that. So, all I'm saying is, Half-Life 3 can be made to avoid being sued, or the game can be developed in a way where where the developers won't get sued. And in my mind, that option is inevitable. It's going to happen eventually. Someone, somewhere out there in the gaming developing ether is going to say, I'm tired of waiting for Half-Life 3. How am I going to make it myself? Right? So, I apologize if that sounds a bit petulant, but come on, we all know it's true. Like I said, the Outer Worlds, Back 4 Blood, it's only a matter of time before somebody says, hey, I can make a Half-Life 3, and people will like it. and people will buy it. Now, for the last thing I want to say, unscripted here, Gabe Newell, if you ever get to hear this, I implore you, with all that is holy, please, when or during now, if you are making Half-Life 3 now, please do not make Half-Life 3 VR only. Please do. If you're going to make Half-Life 3 a VR game, could you please do the Star Trek Bridge Crew thing, which make VR optional? That would be the best fit. Why do I say that? Well, I never purchased Half-Life Alyx. I only know about the game and saw it because I watched McFire and Ice's walkthrough, his entire playthrough of the game. And I thought Half-Life Alyx was fantastic. But I didn't buy it because I didn't feel like forking over $300, $400, $500, maybe even $600 just for VR equipment, just to play Half-Life Alyx. Guy, I like your games, but not that much. Not enough to go spend multiple hundreds of dollars just to play your game. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Now, I know I'm not the only one. There are plenty of other people, like-minded people out there saying, well, I would have liked to play Half-Life Alyx, but I didn't want to fork over a metric butt ton of money just to buy the, VR crap just to play it. It's not going to happen, Gabe. Just make your standard PC game. Make Half-Life 3 a standard PC game. But if you must make it VR, make it VR optional. That is all I request of you. Please. Alright, and that's all I got, guys. I got more ideas for more videos, so don't worry, more is coming. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have fun.